Hello everybody. So today I'm going to talk about the basic stuff and how to install Python. So if you have not already installed Python, this video is for you. If you have and you're having some errors, this video is also for you. Um, if you find it more appealing, you can add the mentor in front. We have the three main operating systems, that are kind of around. The Linux OS, the Mac OS, and the Windows OS. Now, you can easily head on to python.org and download the distro for your Linux OS. You can also download that for Mac or for Windows, depending on the specification of your system. And also do well to download the latest version. It will help you a lot. I mean, being very up to date with how Python works is very, very important. Yeah. So having said that, I also want to tell us that you can also use the GPTs because you may actually have some errors or some other stuff. So it's important that you also use an AI tool to help you. So I made a little prompt here. So for those of us who are on Windows, it's easier if you just download it. If you're on Windows, just go here and click this Windows session here, as you can see, and you download it, based on if your system is 32 or 64. If you don't know, just download any one and just see if it works. If it doesn't, try another one. Sorry, I'm just joking. But yeah, that works. Okay, so after that, you have to add it to your path or your environmental variable. In Mac OS and on Linux, we call it path. It's similar on Windows. It's mostly called environmental variable. So it's important. Most times when you're installing Python, you will be given a checkbox to indicate if you want Python on your path. What that means is things that are added to the path can be accessed globally throughout the system, so they can be accessed from anywhere in the system, right? So if you actually tick that, it means that you want Python, and of course that will be very good. That means that you want Python to work throughout the system, else Python is going to work in a region, in a remote area, only where the binary of the Python file is located. So to install Python properly, you should actually add it to your path. Now, for those of us that are on Mac or on Linux, and those of us that do stuff via the terminal a lot, like me, you should just copy this if you're on Mac and paste on your terminal, or on Linux you should just copy this and paste and you would have installed Python. Now the next thing is you actually want to add Python to your environmental variable. This is my path, right? So and most times when I say path, I also mean environmental variable. Sometimes I use that interchangeably. So you should actually see it here, and you can see the local binary here. So we have Python fully installed. So after installing Python, how you can check if you've gotten Python installed is to just try out the Python command on your terminal. Now when I say terminal, I also mean command prompt for those of us using Windows, CMD. So if you try Python and the command is not found, it means in some cases it's not installed. But sometimes Python can also be installed as Python 3, especially if you're on Linux. So if you hit this, you can see we have Python installed. So make sure to troubleshoot a lot of things. I'll recommend you use an AI tool because there are a lot of different scenarios. A lot of things can happen, and you may also want to prompt the AI to guide you. Now this code here works mostly for guys on Ubuntu, on elementary, and these distros that use this commanding format. If you are on a different kind of distro, you may also have to adjust my prompt. You can see my prompt is very simple, so you can also have to adjust my prompt to give you precise stuff for your particular operating system. Yeah, or distro, as the case may be. So the next thing after we are done installing Python, remember after installing Python, in most cases you want to install pip. Now pip is a pip. or PIP3 in some cases. It is simply a package manager. Before now, what we used to do is, if somebody has wrote something very important, a library on computer engineering or on some unique form of science, and you intend to do a research in that field, you have to go on GitHub, copy all of that, do this, and sometimes managing the different versions was a little bit difficult. So a package manager is very simple. For starting up, it may look a little bit daunting, but later you get to appreciate it. A package manager helps you manage all of the external libraries you'll be using. Now Python has some standard libraries, some standalone libraries that you can use, to play around, to do a lot of things like the task, the OS library, the stamp, the time, the random, the system, sys, but there are some others that you will actually have to install that are very heavy and are also external. Well, of course, they're also very good, especially those of us that will later go into the field of data science. You were looking at things like pandas, numpy, and those of us that will go into the niche like AI and ML, we're looking at things like xklen, tensorflow, and PyTorch. There are a lot of other ones, including transformers. So the list goes on, and there are a lot of libraries like that that you can bring in to to use. So yeah, and for those of us that are going into stuff like web, we have stuff like Fast API, we have Flags, and all of those libraries. For you to bring them into your system, you just need to give a simple command like pip install Fast API, pip install Flags, and you have that particular library. And you can actually use that library to manipulate and to do a lot of things that you intend to do. Next up, I just want to talk about the ID. Yeah, the ID. So I have one ID here. This is the popular VS Code. It's a common ID when it comes to programming. We use it for a lot of things, from blockchain stores to normal programming to a lot of different things. And some people use it for mobile development. The list goes on, and there are a lot of plugins. It's very extensive. It has AI support and so on from different plugins, and it's good. It's good. I use it, but you can also go far. There are a lot of IDEs. We have IDEs like Atom, like Sublime Text, like Notepad++, and the rest. Some guys also use very unique Python specific IDEs, which of course have their own advantage. But here on this layer, I can do a lot of different things with VS Code. If we will return back to our terminal here, we can actually try out our first line of code on terminal. Yeah, that's invalid because we are not putting our string. That is actually a lecture for another time. Okay, so we can actually perform simple arithmetic operation here. We have a full video on that course, and we are making a lot of pre-recorded sessions so that you understand. But if you have successfully installed Python in your system, kudos to you. You have passed the first stage. In fact, you are done with today's work. So make sure you've gotten Python. Now, if you have the problem where Python does not work in certain folders on some places, it means Python may likely not be in your environmental variable. So you need to track and see where the binary of Python is, and then take that binary to your environmental variable, as that will actually help. Now, I'll also share the link to this simple AI work here and some of the AI suggestions. But at the end of the day, with if you combine what I have just told you by going to python.org to check it out and using the GPTs, you will definitely get Python up and going. All right. I'll share more as time goes on, but for now, I think this is enough with how to set up basic Python. Thank you very much, and see you guys later.